I've been critical of you. I have a few things I want to talk to you about.
I know you have.
Yeah,
you don't know me.
That is very true. It's a lot of right-wing media outlets. They question you. They question your cognitive health. They don't think they don't think everything's working upstairs. What do you say to that?
Biden's cognitive issues can no longer be ignored or blamed on some right-wing conspiracy. There is simply too much footage of his muddled rants, inexplicably bizarre outbursts and Charlie Sheen levels of confusion to try to gaslight the American public.
Wait. Take your AR-14s and what?
Okay, this is not okay.
Hold on.
All right.
Hey, let's don't tell me this. I want to go outside. There's a lot of guys.
Hey, a lot of guys wanted, man.
It's hard to make out, but he pretty much said, "Don't tell me that, pal. Don't tell me it's not okay. I'm going to go out and slap you in the face." When journalists asked him about that spat and why he swore at a union worker, Biden seemed genuinely confused and said,
Both targeting over this exchange this morning with the voter about guns. Any regrets about how you handled it?
Well, I'm surprised that Sanders is joining Trump. It's just surprising.
Was it appropriate to swear at an American, though, especially a union voter?
Look, tomorrow's Superstar Tuesday, and I want to thank you all. I tell you what, I'm rushing ahead, aren't I? 150 million people have been killed since 2007 when Bernie voted to exempt the gun manufacturers from liability. It would put 720 million women back in the workforce. Nobody should be in jail for a nonviolent crime. My name's Joe Biden. I'm a Democratic candidate for the United States Senate. What's not to like about Vermont in terms of the beauty of it? And what a neat town. Play the radio. Make sure the television, make sure you have the record player on at night. Poor kids are just as bright and just as talented as white kids. We choose science over fiction. We choose truth over facts. Think about it. We hold these truths to be self-evident. All men and women created by you know the thing. I can hardly wait to meet with that guy who is the stable genius.
There's nothing stable about that guy.
Well, I tell you what, I'm following the rules, man. Come on, man. Give me a little break here. Take a look at my record, man. Totally different, man. Come on, man. Get a life. Get a life. And the crisis lays laying bare the institutional racism that's still prevalent in our society. Africa-mericans who are getting out of prison. They're the folks, as they say it my way, brung me to the dance. He started to undermine the pillars of his account before. Look, the blinders, Charlemagne, in my view, have been taken off. There's jobs. A job is a lot more than a paycheck. We should change the entire, and I've been doing this for a while. And the more he talks, the better off I am.
Why so much resistance on admitting the crime bill and other legislation you are a part of was damaging to the Black community? Because we had Hillary on a few years ago, and Ms. Clinton said that the crime bill, we made a lot of mistakes with that, and she wanted to atone for that by becoming the next president.
I'm sorry for the consequences that were unintended and that have had a very unfortunate impact on people's lives.
She was wrong. What happened was it wasn't the crime bill. It was the drug legislation. It was the institution of mandatory minimums, which I oppose. Mandatory. I oppose the ban.
I thought you was a part of that in '84 as well. The Comprehensive Crime Control Act that established mandatory minimum sentences for drug offenses.
No. What happened was what you're confusing is what happened was the Black Caucus came to me and said, "Look, I did this study when I was
President Biden. I've read some of your Black agenda, and you say that you would decriminalize marijuana. What's the difference between legalizing it and decriminalizing it?"
Because they're trying to find out whether or not there is any impact on the use of marijuana, not in leading you to other drugs, but what it affects. Does it affect long-term development of the brain? And we should wait till the studies are done. I think science matters.
I think we got decades and decades of studies from actual weed smokers, though.
Yeah, I do. I know a lot of weed smokers.
Thanks so much. That's really our time. I apologize.
You can't do that to Black media.
I can't do that to white media and Black media because my wife has to go on at 6 o'clock.
Okay.
Oh, I'm in trouble.
Listen, you got to come see us when you come to New York, VP Biden.
I will.
It's a long way until November. We got more questions.
You got more questions, but I tell you, if you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, and you ain't black. Right now, we're in a situation where it's like, you know, that Carney show goes through town once and you find out there's no pee under any one of those 3 shells that get pushed around.
Mm-hmm.
Next time it comes back, what do? Dead. Dead. Dead.
I'm prepared to say that I have a record of over 40 years and that I'm going to beat Joe Biden.